Hello Cancer and Cancer Rising, welcome to your August 2016 reading. Really nice to see everybody again, and if it's your first time here, then welcome, and thanks for stopping by. For those that are new, the way I structure this, it's 3 parts. Starts off with channeled information, then we look at your catalyst card and the forecast, and then we go and expand it out and look at health, wealth, love, and destiny. And I'll explain each of these parts as we go through it. The first thing that came through as I was meditating and thinking about Cancer this month was punctuality. So I know that sometimes emotion and creativity and a need to not always be constrained, this can be part of what it is to be a Cancer, but it's really important that you're mindful of your time and other people's time this month. And punctuality, there's sort of a subtext, a meaning beneath this word that also came through, which was the right time for certain things. It's not particularly, sort of like when I see a card, sometimes there's another meaning that came through. So it's not just about being on time, but it's picking the right time for certain things. So that would be another word altogether, but I got that when I looked at punctual. I'm like, it's not just about timing, it's about the right timing. So I want you to be very, very careful not to miss an opportunity and very cautious about what you're doing in certain social engagements, just making sure that you're being respectful on all levels of your time, of other people's time, and of the right time and right place for certain things to take place. Okay, I hope that helped. But timeliness maybe is also part of this too. So let's shuffle the cards. We'll pull your catalyst, and for those of you that are new, the catalyst is sort of how to maximize what's coming through this month and also how to connect to all of the opportunities. So we'll see what that is, and we'll see what these cards are, and hopefully that message of being punctual, and doing the right thing at the right time will make a little bit more sense. So right at the center we see the 9 of Swords card here, which is usually a card of stress, sometimes indecision, sometimes sleeplessness. So I can see that there's been something heavy weighing on your mind, perhaps. Love is crossing this card. It's a beautiful Ace of Cups card, which is, it's to me telling you that things are going to be okay. Sometimes this, being a water sign and being one of the more sensitive water signs, you just have to move through the emotion. And if you keep it pent up, it's not going to be good. If you let it out, I really see that you're going to move past whatever sort of tricky situation it is that you feel right now. All right, let's look at everything else. In the deep past, we see 10 of Cups, which shows me an abundance, actually, a safety, a feeling of having more than enough when it comes to love and relationships in your deep past. But some of that's being called into question this month. Really interesting. You're almost dominated by Swords in the center. So let's see if we can get some other cards coming through. Okay, so I really do feel like a lot of you are either concerned about or worrying about things, perhaps to the point of unnecessary worry. I don't like to put judgment words like that, but I would say it seems to be more than you need. I'm going to try to help you move past whatever it is that's causing these thoughts or having heavier thoughts this month. For those of you that are doing well, what I see this month is be very mindful of the people around you, because if your life is together, which by the way I hope it is, sometimes the Swords can indicate tricky situations, snares, traps, things that you want to be mindful of so that you don't get off this good path, okay? So we have participation. It was reversed, so I will read it as a reversal for your catalyst. For participation, this is about, I'm looking at this and it's hard, I'll pull it really close, but there's little tiny hands that are at the center of this. So what you want to be mindful of is, first of all, when we're talking about punctuality, making sure that you show up when you need to show up to help people out. Some people are very much counting on you and your contribution, even if you don't feel like it's important. So this can be as little as just being there for a friend in need, being there at work, even if you feel like you're not doing anything. Your attendance and participation is in and of itself enough, because when you drop out, then everybody else has to double their efforts and try to pick up what you thought was not an important contribution. A nicer way of looking at this is you're more important than you think. And it's sometimes nice to hear that, like you're more valuable than you give yourself credit for, and your absence is felt by a lot. For those of you that are having difficult times emotionally, this has a much more poignant and a much more important message here, which is people count on you. You are important, and this sometimes can come through when you're feeling hopeless, like, why am I continuing? Why is this happening? It feels like everything that's going on in my life, isn't where I want it to be. So for those of you that are feeling hopeless or a lack of clarity and like why it's all worthwhile, it's because you don't realize that you're actually really important to other people. They may not communicate it. It may be a child, it may be a best friend, it may be a parent, or it may be your sort of adopted child or whatever. It doesn't have to be through blood or through a relationship, but there's someone in your life that is counting on you. And when we're at our worst, sometimes that's enough to get us through, to realize, okay, I don't know why I'm here, but I'll at least make it through today, make it through the next week, and maybe just realize, you know what, it's not that bad, and I'll make it through full stop because I'm important to people around me. It's selflessness. So one thing that's coming through for Cancer this month is the key to breaking through the emotional baggage is to see the influence that you have on others and have that be your anchor when times are tough. Suddenly I got a little bit emotional, so some of you needed to hear that. And let's look at it for the rest of you that are feeling like, you know what, my life is great. I don't know what he's talking about. So I'll try to make it relevant for you as well. For many of you, it's not about a sense of hopelessness as far as like, I can't make it, I can't take it. It's about finances, because we have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. And the interesting thing in this, sometimes there's another person in it. This time it is showing that you're needing to ask for help, but being either a little bit stubborn in how you could ask for help, or maybe a little bit afraid, because it is scary when it comes to finances or work and seeking out assistance or mentorship. But I see it as a very positive step if you choose to take it this month. Looking again at the center cards, again, the first one is showing deep contemplation, maybe sleeplessness in regards to love, possibly finances. These two things could be weighing heavy on you this month. What you need to do is to educate and possibly just relax a little, take a few deep breaths, but like educate yourself on the opportunities, because whenever the Eight of Swords comes, it happens when someone feels helpless. It's not necessarily that they are, but it's that they feel trapped, and a lot of times this person's blindfolded. So it's about opening your eyes up to the options. Even if you can't make a decision just yet, you can figure out what the options are and then explore the options. Page of Swords. This is about taking the first step, communicating. You may also find a really strong mentor, therapist, or sort of person that you can lean on that comes in the way of an air sign here. So we're looking at a Gemini, a Libra, or an Aquarius, probably a little bit younger, on the younger side, and may not even know that they're good at helping you through this, but they're a good communicator. And if you're at a loss for words, this is someone that you could talk to, either to just get stuff out, to open up your heart a little bit, as we saw with this, and that's going to free you, or maybe they can help you find the words or find the approach, because they're a lot more pragmatic and a lot more not tied into the emotions of the situation. So you need someone that's a little bit more of a rock, even though you wouldn't always look to an air sign as being a rock. The fact that they can exist above a situation, it can be just as valuable as an earth sign who's very stable and grounded, because they get the bird's eye view. So it's a different way. I wouldn't call it grounding, but it's a very open and very clear vision, and you need clear vision right now this month. Two things that are very interesting is you got both the Five and the Seven of Swords. The Five of Swords showing your sort of 2 to 3 week trajectory, and the Seven of Swords showing that trajectory, and the Five of Swords showing your ego. Both of these are about really being careful. When we look first at your short-term trajectory, there's a need to walk away from a situation where you may not have a way of winning. It's just you have to cut your losses. Sometimes this just means quitting. Sometimes it just means if you're like a manager or a parent, giving out news or some sort of an announcement that's not going to be popular but is necessary for the better good. And then ultimately, with this one, being able to not look back, being able to trust your own moral compass and allow that to be the deciding factor in whatever it is that's sort of plaguing you right now or troubling you. For those of you that just feel like, wow, everything's really solid, again, be careful and mindful of the people around you. With the World card in reverse in your environment position, this is showing me that many of you are going to have a major shift this month. So if everything seemed to be okay, you may notice that maybe someone in your life transitions, because this card can happen when someone passes away, passes on. This can also be a major move in your life. It's not as, what's the best way to put this? It's not as uncomfortable as the Tower. This can actually be something that you felt was coming, or that once it happens, you see the silver lining and, wow, this is an opportunity. This is good for everyone. But I see a major change happening in your environment. So if everything's been fine, then just be open to new things that are going to happen around you, possibly a big move, a big change, an unexpected amount of news. For some of you, this could include travel, because the World card obviously is about global ideas, global traveling, really. So be open to that. You might be tapped to sort of do some sort of an international or a global project, and if that's the case, go for it. For love, I do see Queen of Wands coming through. This is in hopes and fears. As an aspect of your own personality, I love Queen of Wands because she is the sort of key fixer-upper card. You could put her in any challenging situation, and whether you're a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. What it shows is a nurturing value if you're a guy. But either way, it shows that you are sort of inventive, you're persistent, and you're resilient. And so these are the things that will get you through whatever your challenges or opportunities are this month. Just rely on yourself. You have really great internal skills that you can pull on. There could be an offer of love. That's part of what I'm seeing here with this daisy, which is almost always on it. There's some sort of a sunflower daisy or something. Actually, it is a sunflower. So if you are going to meet a Queen of Wands, whether it's a man or a woman, it is someone that sort of embodies those attributes I just named. Very strong, very capable, very hard to get down. This is someone that can push through almost any challenge. So whether you're meeting that person or you're cultivating those traits within yourself, I see it as a very positive thing. And that's probably towards the middle to latter part of the month. You've got some stuff to work through first, but it looks like towards the end of the month, this spirit within yourself or this external person is going to come through. Overall, I want you to be saving more than spending this month. Don't be afraid when you see this card. It just means that there can be some opportunities that you've either let go by or maybe not maximize when it comes to building your wealth. And for those of you that are feeling like, okay, I'm in trouble financially, or I need to get significantly more, then just acknowledge it. And again, explore the options. That's what gets you out of this. All right, so now let's expand your forecast and look at health, wealth, love, and destiny. We'll start first with the health card. Health includes both your physical and your mental well-being. Share the love. Okay, so this is really interesting when it's coupled with this card here. And this can also be a health card, but this is about giving. So if you're feeling sad, if you're feeling less than normal, less than what you want to be, one great way to improve both your heart, your body, your mind is to do something just because you want to do it. Basically, an absolute amount of like selflessness. It brings more to you. It tells the universe, I have more than enough. I can give to other people, and the universe is like, no, we're going to give you more then. When you clutch and think, I don't have enough, I need more, the universe sometimes retracts. So an act of gratitude, love, selflessness, volunteering could be really good for you this month. You want to pay special attention to how much your work-life balance is in balance. If it's not in balance, what I'm seeing here too is you want to be mindful of the stress that could be putting on your heart. Okay, let's look at your wealth opportunities, which again, it's not just jobs, it can also be life opportunities. So we'll see what's going to maximize your success basically this month. Guidance. And that is exactly what this card is showing. It's reversed, but I'll pull it up right. You'll see this person reaching out and asking for help. So for finances this month, it's a great time to talk to your CPA, your accountant, to a financial planner, or to just do some research. You don't always need to ask someone else, but you need to enlighten yourself, to bring in some knowledge. Odin is all about knowledge and power. So you need to feel the power in your finances, and if you don't, find a way to get there, basically, okay? But guidance is what this card is saying, so either seek it through reading or actually connect with a human being. I think it would be best if you could talk to someone this month in finances. Okay, now and this can just also be bouncing an idea off a family member or a colleague. So we looked at health, wealth, let's look at love and relationships. So for those of you that are ready to take like a plunge, next big step, some sort of a risk, this is saying it's okay, the timing is all right for this. It's also saying that if you're alone, that it's not because you've been forgotten or things, you've done anything wrong. It's probably because this is the best place for you to be at this time. So feel that you are safe and protected. Call in Michael in particular, since that's the angel on this card, and ask for protection. Ask for protection of your heart, for your home, and that he can protect the loved ones around you. Now let's look at your trajectory, your destiny card, and really kind of gauge where you're headed and see if it's what you want. So really pay attention to intuition this month. We have a mediumship card here. It was reversed, so I'll read it as reversed. You'll notice when it's upright, it almost looks like wings. But I want you to give more focus, attention, and growth to your intuitive sort of sixth sense that you maybe haven't been paying attention to. For some of us, it's like a whisper in our head, or it's a word, or it's a picture. Some of us, we might feel things in our body. Whatever it is, allow that to be what sort of gets you out of feeling like, I don't know what's next. This is when intuition is really very valuable, because at our core, we're all psychic on some level. We're all natural mediums. You've had situations in your life where you thought, I shouldn't do this, you did it, it didn't work out, or you were able to just look at someone and think, you're going to be my best friend, or I really need to avoid you, and lo and behold, that happened. So just trust me on this, that you have what you need to really start to focus and steer your life. Listen to it more, particularly when it comes to money and health. These are the areas that you need to focus on the most. Because both of those sometimes are dealing with time and deadlines. If you have certain tax deadlines that you need to meet, be sure you don't miss them. If you have certain appointments, health appointments, I want you to keep them. That's what punctual is also talking about. So I think that's everything. I'll review really quickly again. Your main focus is on releasing the emotions, on being aware of changes that could be happening around you, careful with communications, knowing that you're going to need to make a decision that may not be popular but is necessary. Remembering that you have a lot of love around you, so pull on that. The Ten of Cups is beautiful, and it shows partnership that even it might be someone that's an ex or a friend that you haven't been in touch with for a while. Reach out to them. They're going to be there for you. Love could be coming in. I see it as a very strong, fiery energy in Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius, perhaps. Money and health are the main concerns this month, though. I need you to realize that even when you think that all hope is lost, others are counting on you. Allow that to be your keystone that keeps you grounded and keeps you present this month. Volunteer work is going to be really helpful in healing. Also be careful of taxing your heart too much this month. If you've been working too many late hours, it's really important to get ample rest. Your key to success financially is really seeking help, either help through a human being or through a book. I advise trying to find a human being. You're safe and protected. Know this when it comes to your relationships, and really trust your gut when it comes to all of this, because you know better than anyone on what is important to you, what's going to work or what's not going to work. So I hope this was helpful for you. My pleasure is always to read for you. If you'd like to be the first person to hear when readings happen or are posted every month, signing up for the newsletter, perfect way to do that, because I will post to the newsletter when everything has been uploaded to YouTube. You can also subscribe to the channel, and that will be a great way. You'll see it in your feed. I'm also on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So whatever feels best to you, or if you're called to join me on those networks, please do. Finally, most importantly, I just want to say thank you, because every month your likes, your subscribes, and the positive comments that you share with me really do help keep this channel going and give me that extra push to post all 12 videos every month, because it's a lot of work. So I do appreciate that support and that sort of cheering that you guys do in the background. And finally, and this is just an option, if you found that this was useful and you would just like to give me some small sort of donation, I'll put a donation button here as well. That's optional, and that's only if you want to. Otherwise, I'll see you again in 1 month. It's really great to connect. Wishing you all the best. Satnam, and thank you so much. Bye-bye.